The planting season is well underway. Many first-time gardeners are trying growing fruits and vegetables this season, and for good reason. Growing food at home is an adventure, a fun way to learn about gardening, healthy eating, and cooking. Whether you have a backyard with a veggie plot, a small patio, or a tiny balcony space, it's possible to grow some food of your own. Here's a few of the ways we're growing fresh produce in all spaces.
Hi Heidi, I wanted to show you my condo balcony herb garden. I've got a tomato plant and a whole bunch of great herbs to use for cooking. We have cilantro, parsley, basil, and mint. You can do a lot even in a small space.
Hi Heidi, so nice to see you. I'd love to show you the garden that I grew starting from seed.
These are some of the seed packages that I got from the Hespeler Library. I got them in mid-March, and after a couple of weeks, I started them in the dirt, grew plants that I have since planted in my garden. Here is my garden that I have grown from seed. I have many cabbages, and here I have lots of romaine, and at the very end, I even have a few beans that I have started from seed. Over here, I am growing tomatoes, also started from seed. Imagine the wonderful salads that I could have when all these vegetables are ripe.
Here is my herb planter. As you can see, I have just filled about a quarter of it with that wonderful Miracle-Gro that's for fruits and vegetables. Next, I'm going to place my herbs into it and then fill the rest up with this soil so it's all ready to grow, that I can use these herbs for my cooking and for my salads. Well, here we are, and I have placed all three of my herbs exactly where I want them to be and to grow in the planter. And now you see all of that empty space. I have to fill that up now with the rest of the dirt to make them stay and take root and grow. And then I can come to this little planter every day and take what I need for my cooking and for my salads. Here is my little herb garden in my planter. Do you see how I filled it up just to the right height with the dirt, but not too much, so when I water it, it won't all spill over? That's a very important factor to remember. Over here, I have parsley, which is great in salads and with chicken and a whole bazillion other things. Next to it, I have the basil. Basil is also wonderful with chicken, but it's great when you're making Italian food. And when I make my homemade spaghetti sauce, I chop these both up together really finely and add it for such a yummy taste. And all the way over here, we have something called cilantro. Now, cilantro comes from Israel and from Mexico, and cilantro is used in many Mexican dishes. I use cilantro and chop it up and add it to my tacos, and also when I make guacamole or avocado smash. It's very, very yummy and very tasty. I am so excited to be able to come to this little herb garden for months and months and just cut whatever I need to add to my food to make it so delicious. Yum! Here are two very large black pots. What on earth is she going to do with those, you may wonder? Well, let me see if I can give you a little bit of a clue, and then I'll surprise you when I'm done. These pots are definitely not small. You can call them planters. They're quite large. They're over a foot high, and do you see how very deep they are? What could I possibly have planned with those, I wonder? Here's a little bit of a clue for you. Now let's see if you can figure this out. I'm not going to tell you. I'm just going to let you take a look, and then I'm going to surprise you with the finished product. Well, guys, here we are. If you guessed tomato plants, you were right. Look at that. Don't they look awesome in these black planters? Now I want to show you something really significant about each one. This one over here is called a cherry tomato. They are very sweet and they are already growing, and I can eat them just like popping a grape into my mouth. If you notice, and I'll zoom in, see that little red circle thing just above the tomato right there? That is holding and supporting the tomato plant to the green stick that I've placed in the middle. And around it, I have placed a bright yellow cage, and that is going to support the tomato plant as it grows and bears fruit. Its leaves will become very heavy, and this all offers support to the plant so it continue to grow and grow and grow and bloom, and I will have lots of very sweet cherry tomatoes to eat. Over here, you don't see any tomatoes yet because it's too early. This is called a beefsteak tomato, and they're those big, fat, round, juicy tomatoes that you place on your hamburger or on your sandwich, or just like to make a salad out of. And as you can see again, we've got the green post in the middle supporting the stalk of the tomato plant, and right here we have again that orange band that clips the stalk right to the pole, so this tomato plant will grow straight and tall. I won't have any tomatoes to eat until August, but in the meantime, it will continue to bloom and to grow really tall, constantly being supported by the yellow cage and that pole in the middle. And let me tell you, these tomatoes are going to be so tasty. You can buy these cages in any color that you choose, and you can find them just about everywhere. But I chose yellow because it looks really nice against the black, and it's a great pop of color. One purpose in gardening is about pops of color and to add brightness and joy wherever you can. Gardens come in many shapes and sizes. But that doesn't make it wrong. It just makes them different. For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life. We're all part of God's garden. We may be different, but he loves us all the same. And he wants us to know there's always room to grow.